Welcome inside the hangar here in Quinte West for Game 2 of the Southeast Conference Final between the Trenton Golden Hawks and Wellington Dukes. Hope you're having a great long weekend, whether you're here for a sold-out show here in the hangar or down in the Highland Hall with a watch party. So great to have you along with us. I'm Lindsay Herron, joined by Brock Armand as Trenton leads its best-of-7 series 1-0 so far with that 3-1 victory in Wellington on Wednesday. So Brock, what are a couple things you like from that Wednesday game?
Well, Game 1 was a battle in every sense of the word. The Wellington Dukes and Trenton Golden Hawks went to war through 2 scoreless periods. The G-Hawks, who have less rest coming off of just 2 days away from game action after the Toronto Junior Canadian Series, which they won in 7 games, needed overtime to do it. They come in and they just string the Dukes along on the road for 2 periods. They come in, they get 1 goal, and then Wellington hits back. Trenton gets a big power play, and their special teams was the key in that Game 1, Lindsay. Trenton went a perfect 5 for 5 on the PK, needed just 1 chance in the power play to convert against the OJHL's worst PK in the postseason. The Wellington Dukes will need to straighten that out if they want to have any chance of winning. Special teams, as the coaches have both said coming into this game, going to be very crucial. But a good Game 1, and all the more excited here for Game 2. That really set the stage for a good series.
And with that, Brock, will go to the OJHL bracket overall.
Yeah, and the Wellington Dukes, Trenton Golden Hawks meeting up for the first time in 7 years, as we mentioned on Wednesday night. G-Hawks getting the early advantage. In fact, it was March of 2016. Jacob Osborne lost for the first time on Wednesday night in this postseason after 7 consecutive victories. He also made 1 relief appearance. His numbers still stellar, a 186 goals against, a save percentage of .933. And down at the other end, Ben Bonesteel of Fenwick, he was outstanding as he's been this entire playoff. He has rebounded real well after a couple of pulls in the series against Coburg. He's 8-3 with a 260 goals against, a save percentage standing in at .917. He's between the pipes ready to go. And Lindsay, you got to think that the Dukes will come out flying, but the Trenton Golden Hawks have home ice on their side. So what do you expect from this type of a matchup?
Well, it's been really interesting talking to both Trenton Golden Hawks fans and Wellington Dukes fans the last couple of days, especially in Belleville. I ran into a number of them this morning at the Quinte Mall. But a lot of people saying generally this is going to go either to Game 6 or Game 7, and no one is committing either way, regardless of who their home team is, who will win. The general consensus on the street, at least, is it's going to be a toss-up right now.
Starting lineups, it'll be Brugden, Hill, Smith, and Campbell starting out for the Dukes. Mitch LaFay, Ryan Holmes, Jack Nanashak for Trenton, Dylan Stiles, Lucas Robinson, and D. Nolan Moser, and Creo Solomon. Game 2 of this best-of-7 Southeast Conference Final is underway. Great to have you along with us here on your TV, Quinte Hockey TV, and wherever you may be tuning in, and of course, Lindsay Complex in Port Hope. This one's going to be slid in by Mason. Finagle to cross, one-time try off the goalpost. Brugden Hill right went off the arm, but the rebound is potted in, and the Dukes have broken open the scoring on the power play. 9:34 into this first period, and after a quiet start in terms of shots, the Wellington Dukes have found a way to get on the board in their 7th shot. Matheson Mason on a broken play and a rebound. Bonesteel lost sight of it briefly as the puck tinged off the post, came right back, and Mason hit it in. Knocked it down with his body and then put it right onto his stick before knocking it in. Heads up play by Matheson Mason on that backhander. And the Dukes have taken a 1-0 lead here in Game 2. 1 game's under everybody's belts. Joint trying to catch up to it. Holmes right on it. Holmes just got a stick knocked out of his hands by Joint. Centering pass kicked off. A skate never reached its intended destination. And after 20 minutes of play, that's how we end it. 1-0, the Wellington Dukes lead. Matheson Mason with a power play goal, his 3rd of the playoffs.
Welcome back inside the hangar with Matheson Mason's 3rd goal of the playoffs. Has the Wellington Dukes on the board after the first period. 1-0 here at the hangar, and it's sold out, which is great to see. I'm Lindsay Herron, joined Brock Armand, and thanks to Jared Langdon, who made some time with us from the Wellington Dukes in the first intermission. Great to have a chat with him. So, Brock, what are some of the things you liked in the first and things maybe you hope to see more of in the second?
Well, fast-paced and physical, those are the 2 key elements that have really made this series what it is. The 2 teams were close during the regular season. They've been close so far through a game and a third of this. Robinson chunks that chance from the top of the zone on the near side, so the Dukes will escape. On the drop pass, Logus lifts the stick. Cutler hands off, walking in. Strickland fires high, and he scores. Luke Strickland goes top shelf off the glove hand of Bonesteel, flexed in and out of the mitt. And how about the Keswick native, Luke Strickland, who's had himself a strong postseason as well. He will add on to his team leading point total. He's up to 14 now with his 8th marker of the playoffs, so breaking out of a tie with Barrett Joint for the team lead. Nice little wrist shot, nice flick of the wrist, right top shelf, and Bonesteel had it, and then it just escaped from his reach. His head up and then going across near side. Podolski walks in, steps, fires, scores! Zev Podolski on a shot that Osborne may have wanted back. A blocker hand drive from Zev Podolski, about mid-level, and it finds its way to the back of the net. Trenton bulging the twine for the first time, and after a tough start the first 6 minutes or so of this period, they do get one right back. Beautifully placed by Podolski, and the Jayhawks have cut the deficit to 1.
For Podolski, that's his 4th goal of the playoffs. He did a really good job in that shift.
Palm with a pick off at center, tries to angle it in, got a control of it there, and his late shot is going to flutter just wide, and then Robinson took exception to it. But LaPalme released the puck after the buzzer had already sounded, so a congregation forms off to the left side of the Wellington or the Trenton net. But it's going to be Wellington's net in the 3rd period. 1 goal from each side. Luke Strickland with the Wellington marker to make it 2-0. A fairly quick answer back.
Welcome back inside the hangar here in Quinte West for Game 2 of the Southeast Conference Final between the Wellington Dukes and Trenton Golden Hawks. We got a lot more confidence, especially in the last 2 rounds.
Stiles has also played himself up the lineup as Moskowitz's shot hits a leg and goes in. Ed Moskowitz makes it a 3-1 game for the Wellington Dukes, and a shot that Bonesteel couldn't do much with. He put it right off the edge of a skate and it rocketed over his right shoulder and in. 5:05 into this 3rd period, and one of the Dukes' dangerous goal scorers, in fact the leading goal scorer this year, 33 on the year, Ed Moskowitz makes it 3-1.
Ed Moskowitz now has 7 playoff goals, and that is his 11th point.
Yeah, definitely not much Bonesteel could do. It was a shot that changed directions and kind of came out of nowhere too. Moskowitz curled out and then let it rip. Hit a skate or hit a leg or something and went shooting over the top of Bonesteel and in. So the Dukes have restored the 2-goal lead. They'll try and add to some more there. It's loose in the crease and they score again. Moskowitz may have gotten a 2nd one in as many shifts. That puck was bobbling around something fierce, and Moskowitz is leading the train to the Dukes bench again. And the exact same play there at the end. You can see it just shoot through. Mason may have got a piece there. We'll have to see. It's a very weird goal. Bonesteel's had a couple of those right in front of the net go in kind of weird on him.
Mathis and Mason did a great job there distracting Lamar and getting in his hazy. Ethan Fraser had 29 regular season games played with Trenton. It finished off with a 275 goals against average, 900 save percentage. Was the guy with the Lindsay Muskies. Last season was just non-stop their go-to guy with the Lindsay Muskies. But the Trenton Golden Hawks have had lots of depth, as we've said before, and Ben Bonesteel proved to be the man.
Out, can't get a shot through the lane. Joint blocked it. Another shot coming from an angle near side. Osborne gets the cover up. And that is it for game number 2. Home ice advantage officially broken in this Battle of Quinte postseason series. Trenton Golden Hawks in a fierce battle in game number 2. And you're absolutely right, Lindsay. Just a good, clean battle back and forth. Zev Podolski is your 3rd star for Physio House. Kyle and Catherine Maringer thanking them for their sponsorship through the season. Zev Podolski, the only goal scorer for Trenton, is 4th of the playoffs. Luke LaPalme gets in the action as well. Couple of assists, and Ed Moskowitz, 2 goals. The insurance markers in the 3rd.